doesn't matter how amazing the technique is. It doesn't even matter what the technique is. If you think a certain way about them, they won't work for you. Going to the therapist's office, doing the coaching session, just doing it thinking, okay, this is going to bring me to a better place. No, this is going to heal me in this area. This is going to do this for my life. Your brain, your body is being prepped. It's being prepared. Watch how your body speeds up in its healing process. Watch how things that were stuck in you for years are finally getting shaken up. Hi, you guys. I'm going to tell you about the two most important things that you need to know to give you this new perspective. There are two perspective shifts you need to have in order to allow emotional healing to work for you. So maybe you have tried a bunch of different healing modalities, you've tried a bunch of different therapies, you have tried everything under the sun, but you're not experiencing a new reality where you're feeling the effects of being healed. There's often a reason for that, and it's two perspectives that I'm going to share with you today that you need to have. If you don't have these perspectives, then the healing won't work for you. That's what I'm going to talk about today. This is Disrupt Your Norm, by the way. This is where I help you disrupt your current norm. So your current norm right now is probably being stuck in a place where you feel like you can't emotionally heal, you can't move past your traumas. That's your current norm. And I'm here to disrupt that norm for you, to bring you to a better norm where you are healing, where you are moving past these traumas and you are living a better life. So my name is Naomi Dunn. I am an inner work coach, transformational coach, and EFT practitioner. Let's get started on this video. So first things first, what can we do to emotionally heal? Maybe you came back from my video on emotional numbness. If you're struggling with disassociation, then that's going to apply to you as well. What are some things we can do about the traumas in our body if we are feeling emotionally numb, if we are feeling affected by emotions in the body that are not being processed? What can we do? What tools can we use? Like I said in the beginning, I'm an emotional freedom technique practitioner. I love EFT. I have an entire video on EFT. That's one of my favorite tools to use to process emotions in the body. We can also just consciously sit and feel into emotions that we are so often running from and distracting ourselves from. We make the decision when emotions come up. We make the decision to feel them. We sit with them. We turn off the phone. We shut down the desires to go to the fridge and eat the food. We shut down the desire to text the ex. We shut down the desire to go to sleep with somebody because we're trying to run from the pain. We shut down those desires and we simply choose to just feel. But some people have a hard time with just feeling. So other tools may be required, but if you can feel your emotions, you're just distracting yourself from them, make the choice to start feeling and feeling every single day. The next thing we can do is we can process through creating something physical, through writing on a page, through making an art piece, through doing something else that's creative like poetry, like dancing, singing. Expressing the emotion in some sort of creative way works really fantastic for some people and not so well for other people. You probably know already if it does work or doesn't, and if you don't know, try it out. Just give it a try. We can do EDMR, which is when you go to an EDMR therapist or practitioner who guides your eyes. You follow their fingers, they guide your eyes as you talk about the emotion, and it can help process the emotion out of you. We can also breathe into the sensations to amplify them, to then process them out of the body. Literally, we are breathing where you feel the sensation in the body. It's going to show up differently for whatever emotion it is. You breathe into it, the emotion becomes bigger. That is a good thing because it is then being processed out. There are so many things we can do, and you may have your own ideas of what could work for you. But before we approach any of them, if we want them to work for us, we have to have two perspectives about them, okay? It doesn't matter how amazing the technique is. It doesn't even matter what the technique is. If you think a certain way about them, they won't work for you. So the first thing you need to think, this sounds so simple, but you wouldn't believe how many of us go towards these healing tools without realizing that we're thinking this way or we're not thinking this way. You have to think and know that it works. The problem is so many of us go towards these tools with so much doubt in our mind, in either our conscious or subconscious mind, that it doesn't work or that it's not going to work for us, And so the body and brain just respond to that thought and to that belief, okay? It will prohibit you from healing if you have enough doubt or even resistance because of words that you heard in your past, maybe words from your religion, maybe words from your parents. If there is some form of resistance there, then your body's actually going to prohibit you from healing from that tool, no matter how good that tool is for you. You have to break down the resistance first. My favorite way to overcome this is actually through education. When you educate yourself on the tool itself that you're using and how it has affected other people and the success stories and the success rates it has, and if you listen and read about the people who have overcome the problems that are similar to yours by using the tool that you want to use, you are breaking down that wall each and every time you educate yourself on the topic and how it works. And the next thing you can do, if you feel like that's not enough for you, there's something underlying there that you can't figure out, you can't work through, is start journaling on it and start attempting to process it by asking questions. And as you're doing this, you can begin asking yourself the questions: why do I feel like this tool is maybe not going to work for me? It's not a good thing. It's not something I'm supposed to do. Why do I feel this way? Why do I think this way? Is the thought I'm having about it 100% true? And is it possible that the opposite of this thought is more true than the thought I am thinking? When we start to question those thoughts that are bringing no good into our life and bring awareness and shine a light onto them and start to see the truth, we don't even have to do the processing to get rid of the thought. The awareness and the light being shown on it is enough for it to be eliminated. It's enough for it to just die off because you've exposed it and you've exposed the lack of truth that there is in the thoughts. So that's number one. We have to get rid of the resistance we have to believing that it is a tool that can work and it can work for you, and there are stories and facts to back it up. Read the facts if you're a logical person. Read the books, listen to the podcasts enough for you to get that switch inside of you where you say, this works, and not only does this work, this is going to work for me. What was the last thing? It's going to work for me. And the second perspective you need to have about your way about And the second perspective you must obtain is you need to come at this and approach this healing and this emotional healing journey and this trauma. And the second way you need to be thinking to allow the healing to work for you is you need to be thinking very intentionally about the healing method you decide to use, whatever you're deciding to do to get rid of the traumas, to emotionally process. You need to be intentionally thinking about why you're doing it and for what purpose. So often we go towards the therapy, we do the things we know we're supposed to do, not actually for the intention of healing. And hear me out. You may be saying that sounds crazy. Of course, I'm doing these things for the intention of healing. But really question if you're doing it for the intention of healing or if you're doing it to fulfill your ego's desire to be on track and to do the right thing, or even to just be validated. You see, the ego often has these ideas of what we should be doing in life, and when we check off the ticks of our to-do list and of the things we should be doing, then our ego is like, okay, then we can feel okay, then we can feel good about ourselves, then we don't have to be experiencing shame because we're doing what we're supposed to do. So very often I see people actually going towards the healing not for the intention of truly healing, but to just do something to fulfill their ego's desire of feeling good enough about themselves. And so what's the solution to this? Whether you realize it or not, maybe you're not even aware that that's the reason you are subconsciously feeling this desire to heal. It doesn't matter if you're aware of it or not. Awareness will help, but it doesn't matter if you're aware of it or not. The way we combat this is by being very intentional in our mind as to why we are going towards this thing. So being very clear with yourself. So every single time You do the session with the coach, or you use the tool, or you do the thing that you know is going to create the healing in the body. Before you do it, with so much assurance in your mind and in your body, you need to say to yourself, I'm doing this thing for the purpose of healing this area of my life, for the purpose of healing from my traumas, for the purpose of processing the emotions in my body. I'm doing this thing for this purpose. And you're setting your mind in the right place before you go towards them. This is a fantastic thing to do. Whether you think that you're affected by your ego not wanting to feel the shame, so it's just trying to check off the to-do list, or not, this is so important to be so intentional about your healing. Not just dilly-dallying, going to the therapist's office, doing the coaching session, just doing it thinking, okay, this is going to bring me to a better place. No, this is going to heal me in this area. This is going to do this for my life. I am intentionally going towards this thing for the purpose of healing this thing. Okay? Intention is everything. Intention sets your mind right. Intention allows the healing to work so much better for you, because your brain, your body is being prepped, it's being prepared, it's getting the message, okay, this is what we're doing, okay, time to signal, time to turn on the switch of healing mode, not just sitting there talking. No, we're turning on the switch of actually changing, of actually getting to a better place, because you have that intention in your mind. I hope that makes sense to you. So these are the two things you need to be thinking about, and you need to have in the forefront of your mind if you're trying to heal, if you're trying to move past your traumas finally. And I want you to apply this and now go towards what you think is going to heal you. Watch how it changes. Watch how your body speeds up in its healing process. Watch how things that were stuck in you for years are finally getting shaken up. If you need help with emotional healing, my coaching information is down below, where I do one-on-one sessions where I help people actually with emotional processing and moving past the traumas in their body, giving you new perspective shifts that you may need in your life right now for whatever difficulty you're going through. It's an intuitively based approach that I have. If that's what you're interested in, click the link below. If not, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you took from it, and stay tuned for more videos on emotional healing and processing. I have a lot more information. If you are on this journey, you don't want to miss the videos that are to come about this, because I have so much information to share. If you saw my video on emotional numbness, you can hear about my story, you can hear about where I was. I don't even share half of the details, but I was at a place that I thought I could never get out of, and I did. And that's why I have this information to share. It's not from the books, it's not from the courses, it's not from my education, it's from the experiences I've had that taught me what I needed to know to overcome it, to help you overcome it now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.